Hi everyone and welcome back to the Colour Cave where we like to play with art stuff. My name is Jem and today I have an Upcrate unboxing for you, Upcrate number 50 here. Mine's been through the wars, I can actually get my finger in here. This is of course the art subscription box from Germany and it is full of arty goodies for us to play with, and obviously that's what we like to do here at the Colour Cave, so we're going to see what's in here. I feel like this box has kind of fallen out of favour with a lot of people because they have gone to a digital magazine at what used to be the bottle post. I hope everything's okay inside. It seems to be. I've just got a hole in my creativity. Okay, so let's take a look at the underneath stuff first because I like that. Oh, someone's made like a Christmas... Oh, there's foil. There's foil. Linda Sukamta. Okay. Artist of the month. This is a wet technique. This is really pretty. I like that a lot. It's nice. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see the detail in that. Yeah, that's pretty. Why is this all folded up? Oh, okay, so here's the QR code for the magazine. Okay, cyanotype. The word cyanotype comes from ancient Greek meaning dark blue impression. If you've heard the term blueprint, well, that's what they used cyanotype for in the old days. Whatever you lay on top of a cyanotype coated surface blocks the UV light, thus remains white. It's like creating white silhouettes against a dark blue background. The solutions are light sensitive, so as soon as the sun or any light source emitting UV light hits them, they turn to a dark green and finally brownish bronze colour. And the magic happens when you wash the print in cold water. All the brown turns to blue. The exciting reveal makes creating cyanotype an addictive activity for the young and old. Well, this is fun. Always imagine the final result, the negative space, the blue around the images. It will help you decide how to compose. Flat objects are best as they lend to crisper images. If you're using plants, consider pressing them dry first. Unless you have a glass sheet you can put on top of the whole thing. You can print anything really, not just plants. Lace materials, carved glass, cut out papers, feathers, endless possibilities. Once you've started, you'll soon see that delicate and intricate designs give the best silhouettes. Happy creating. Well, I for one am pleased about this. It's nice to get something completely different that we've never done before. I have never done anything like this. So this should be fun. This looks really pretty though, and I love the shades of blue that are coming out. Oh, well, look at our stickers. They're so pretty. They're super pretty. Like, what's not to like about them? Really nice. So this is the paper that we're using. Watercolour paper. 300 GSM, 8 sheets. We've had this before, have we not? Anyway, yeah, okay, so something a little bit different. We'll look at the bottle post in a minute. Oh, I love the fact that there's stickers on here too. They should have had blue tissue paper. Just a word of warning as well, guys. Mr. Jem put this tissue paper on our fire in our living room. We have a wood burning stove. It is very, very flammable and very smoky. Do not recommend. Right, let's see what we've got here. Oh look, we've got little tiny dinky bulldog clips. Now that's weird because look what I've got. I've actually got jumbo-er ones than those. I do not have ones this little though, and they're adorable and they all match. That makes me really happy right now. Okay, so this is obviously to pin things to our paper. Oh, so there's a part A and a part B. Potassium ferricyanide. Okay, that's good. Around 15 8x10 prints. So yeah, okay. 8x10 prints. So halfway between A4 and A5. This is ferric ammonium citrate. Fill this container with water to create solution B. Shake until powder is fully dissolved. For best results, wait 24 hours before using. So I'm really glad I've read this first. What else have we got here? In subdued lighting, mix equal parts solution A and solution B to create the cyanotype sensitizer. Whew. Mix only the amount you immediately need as the sensitizer is stable for just 2 to 4 hours. Oh my goodness. Coat paper and fabric with sensitizer and allow to air dry in the dark. Once dry, make exposures in sunlight. 3 to 30 minutes or under a UV light source. Overexposure is generally preferred to underexposure. Well, that's us stuffed, we're in Scotland. Over about 24 hours, the print will oxidise to its final deep blue colour. To instantly oxidise the print to its final colour, submerge in a dilute bath of hydrogen peroxide. After washing, then rinse and dry. This sounds pretty dangerous. Okay, right, so that's our solution. Oh, we've got a gel pen. A Deco Gel Star Sparks. Well, it looks orange. I don't really get on very well with gel pens. And a high text. This is a CD and a DVD pen. The Upcrate people, matches. They're really fond of giving us random pens like this. And we've also got a paintbrush. I'm assuming this is to paint on our solution to our paper. Well, that's quite interesting. We can't say it's not an interesting box. I think I'm going to need further instruction here, possibly, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. Not complaining here, not complaining at all. Right, let's see if I can scan the doofer. I hate this bit. I hate that we've got to do this on the phone. Upcrate 50, what is this? Right, I'll try and do this at an angle where you can see it without ruining stuff for you. How about there? How's that? Readable? The only thing is that I can't see it to read it. So the art supplies. Oh, look, these are so pretty. Okay, so how do you make a print? So it tells you about the solutions. Do that first. Coat the paper with the sensitizer, which is A. Oh no, that's when it's mixed together. Okay, yeah, to create the sensitizer, mix only the amount that you need to coat the paper and air dry in the dark, and then expose in sunlight. Placing objects or a film negative on the coated surface to create an image. Overexpose, yeah, okay. And it'll look bronze once it's fully exposed. Process prints in a tray or bucket of cold water. Wash for at least 5 minutes and change the water regularly until the water is clear. Do not use soap. When wetted, the print will change from... Okay, yep. To process prints immediately for the final deep blue colour, submerge washed prints in a dilute hydrogen. Okay, right. So basically, if you're really impatient, you can use hydrogen peroxide. We will not be doing that. Air dry prints on a clean clothesline or on newspaper or blotting paper. We've got lots of newspaper in this house. If peroxide was not used in step 6, the prints will oxidise more slowly to their final deep blue colour over the course of about 24 hours. Well, that's cool. If you're looking for more challenges with cyanotype, you can also try it with photos. Interesting. So let's talk about the other supplies then. So the Colibri brush, it's made of a full synthetic boron mixture. Wow. It's suitable for all types of paints. Okay, I'm assuming we're using that to put our stuff on. The Deco gel pen, they work perfectly on light paper and dark paper surfaces, so we can maybe add some embellishments to our finished cyanotype print. I don't get on well with gel pens generally, but we'll try. The green permanent marker as well. Again, I would imagine that would be helpful for basically just adding things. Because if we go back to the artist's like actual work, the artist has used the pens here for baubles. I thought it looked like crinkled up foil, but there you go. Okay, the Etta felt I'm really not interested in the fact that they're leading production markers in Italy. That's not something I'm going to use. The little paper clips. Use these binder clips to hold the plastic wrap in place. What plastic wrap? Who said anything about plastic wrap? Did they say something about... Did I miss something? Nobody said anything about plastic wrap. This is lovely as well. This is really nice. I like this. So this is a bit about the featured artist. Oh, this is pretty too. This is what I mean by using the pens for embellishments. Like that's fairly pretty. Autofocus is struggling here. Right, there we go. Yeah, these are nice. I like these a lot. This is really pretty. I think that's one of my favourites. And this is what we read about on the back of the featured art. So they've got videos here as well, specific step-by-step videos. So mixing the solutions, coating the paper, and then the part where they're ready to make a print, exposing it and rinsing it, and obviously the day after. And then embellishing. Oh wow! So there's a series of YouTube videos here. I love it when they use YouTube and not TikTok. This is really good, and I would suggest watching these just so you don't balls it up, you know. But yeah, it's really good to see that, and it looks as if they've taken their time and actually giving you the step-by-step stuff. They also give you the wet technique as well, which is this one that created the kind of bubbly stuff. I like this. And okay, here's Katrin's efforts, which look pretty cool. Some of her sketches, mixing the stuff, doing the doing. Oh, look what it looks like. It doesn't even look bronze, it looks green. That's so cool. Stacking plan. This was the one with the acrylic paint, and this is the one we did the totem poles for. Oh, this is super nice. I did say that the colours were good for portraiture, didn't I? There we go, someone that's used that beautifully. Upcrate 50 topic. All I need is blue. Okay, so there really isn't a topic, quite frankly. So, you know, that's it. There we go. Right, okay, aha. I am quietly optimistic about this box. It is indeed something very, very different, which I quite like. Okay, so I have read through everything again and again twice, and I've also watched the little YouTube videos as well, which were actually quite helpful. I think I know what I'm doing. This is going to be a process over the next couple of days, which I wasn't really prepared for. Because the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to make these into solutions, because this is powdered in here right now. So we're only doing step one just now, and that is to fill both of these with water and shake them, and we've got to let these infuse for 24 hours. So I will get that done just now, and it just so happens I have some water right here. Now let's move the phone out of the way of the water. Another reason why I don't like digital stuff. This is not photosensitive right now because it's not mixed with the other part, so that's fine. I could probably have done with like a pouring something or other rather than a pipette. Does it say to fill? It does say to fill it, doesn't it? Yeah, it says fill. Whoa, okay, that's pretty full. I don't think I was meant to fill it that full. So that's that one, and then we do this one. Whoa, that's not supposed to do that. That's supposed to live in there. Okay. I hate it when you're not given really clear instructions. Like, I'm one of those people that needs super specific instructions. These are not specific enough for my liking. Right, okay, so we give these a shake. Okay, so the good thing about this is that most of this needs to be done under the cover of darkness, which the clocks have just changed. We observe daylight savings here in Scotland, so it's dark quite a lot of the time, particularly in the evening, but we've only got between 2 and 4 hours once we like squish these together. From start to finish to do what we need to do. So we need it dark at the beginning and then we need light after that. So my plan, here is my plan. When we mix these together, that activates it. I'm going to do that really early tomorrow morning while it is still dark outside, and coat the paper. The paper then needs to air dry. By the time it's air dry, it should be light enough for us to create our artwork and then expose it. That's the plan. Fingers crossed. I will see you tomorrow. I feel like it's really important that I whisper at this point because it's really early in the morning and Mr. Jem's asleep. It took me a little minute or two to organise the lighting properly. This is an absolute nightmare trying to film this and keep it dark. So what I've done here is I'm getting organised to mix the two component parts together. So I've got a little measuring spoon there, and it's equal parts of solution A and solution B that we put together the previous day, and give that a good mix and get our paintbrush that came in the box and start coating the pages. It's very difficult to see if you've done this evenly because it's dark, but basically you want to make sure you've got an even covering across both sheets of paper here, because I've decided to do two in case I make a boo-boo, you know. So basically that was that. We've left them to dry, and you can see I've got a couple of splotches but not much I can do. So it's at this point that I'm putting some foliage onto the dry paper that's had the solution put on it. So arrange that however you want. And this is me trying the wet technique. So that's a bit of dish soap and water. And I've got a cute little dinky whisk there that I whisked it all up with to get the bubbles, and then just splodge it onto the paper. Wasn't very artistic. Now, there was nothing in the instructions about this, but you're supposed to cover it in cling film, and that's what the bulldog clips are for. You like pin it all together to hold everything in place and to hold your items tight to the paper so that that creates a seal from the UV. So got that all done. Job's a good one. And then it was a case of putting it into the sunlight. Just came for a wee check up on these and their UV exposure. This is the wet technique one. You can see you've got a couple of little bubbles there, but it's basically just a tide mark. So really curious to see how these are going to turn out. I'm a little bit concerned that this is almost starting to turn blue. I'm assuming that's because there's water mixed in with this, and obviously we rinse these off eventually, and this is when it turns blue. So we'll see. And this one's a lot darker though, a lot darker. I sneaked in the deer paper clip at the very last minute. I just thought that would be a nice addition. So yeah, this when I did this in the dark this morning, this was a very pale yellow colour, more like you can see here, like all of it was like that. So I think I've done it right. It was really difficult navigating it in the dark trying to film it, but I think we've done okay. I left these far too long. I had to go outside. I explain that a bit later on. So I think this is a lot darker than it maybe should look. But you can see there the outlines have taken reasonably well, and it's time to head to the bath and rinse them off. Doing a bit of decorating, so we've got a lot of paint trays lying about, and that's what I've got there. And you can see I spent a good probably 8 or 9 minutes, and there wasn't a lot of colour came off it, to be fair. But yeah, that's what we looked like after. So it is time for the final verdict. Here are my finished cyanotype prints. They did not turn out that great. Now, here's what I think. I think that when I placed the items, this was the deer paperclip that I snuck in at the last minute, and it's actually given me the best outline. Right, yeah, so the I think when I put the items down on the paper, initially I don't think it was dry enough. I think that was my first mistake. I also think that the foliage that I used had too much moisture in it itself, and it's washed out a lot of the solution. And thirdly, this was the wet and wet technique. I don't think the liquid soap I used had enough, there weren't enough bubbles basically. It's given me a very interesting line round the outside though. So very mixed results for me. It was an interesting process. And I'm not mad about this. I am actually going to have another shot at this. It's the last thing I should be doing right now because Cavemas, filming everything for Cavemas. But I enjoyed the process. I just think I need to refine it for myself a little bit. So that brings me on to what's going on here. I'm not going to bother embellishing these with anything, with the pens that are in the box. Well, okay, maybe we will just for the sake of the video. So I'm going to talk here while I'm doing this about my overall thoughts on the box. The thing I like about Upcrate is that they quite often come up with maybe sort of stranger applications for their normal art supplies, like a DVD, CD writing pen in with a box like this. And quite often what they do actually works quite well. And I love the fact that with this box we've got something that is sort of a self-contained activity, and for a lot of people they will not have come across this before. I certainly haven't, and it's never been something that we've had in subscription boxes since 2017, which is when I started getting subscription boxes, so that was a considerable amount of time. Where I think Upcrate have fallen down here is unfortunately their own doing, because this type of thing, it's alien to most people. You need very precise and specific instruction for people, and I felt this sort of weird hybrid of the really vague paragraphs that are in the magazine, obviously you're reading that off a screen, combined with the videos, bearing in mind that you're working with water, you're working with liquid, and you're working in the dark with a bit of this as well. So I do not think that was a good combination. And if there ever was a call for a paper version of a set of instructions, a set of detailed instructions, it should have been in this box. So Upcrate kind of didn't deliver on that front, which it's such a shame because this is a really nice concept. And to be fair as well, though, I would like to balance out by saying when these were exposed to UV light, I left these a lot longer than I should have. Something happened outside on the farm and I had to go out and help. So these ended up sitting in daylight for about 12 hours instead of like a couple of hours. That probably affected the outcome for me as well. But I just felt, I mean, I sat and read those instructions like 3 or 4 times. And then I watched the videos twice as well. I understand what they did with the format of the videos. They were supposed to be short, digestible snippets, but what happened was it ended up being like 8 or 9 videos. That's no use when you're trying to do things in real time and, you know, figure it out. And for me, filming it as well, which is not really Upcrate's problem, that's my problem. Also, trying to film the dark segments, that's like a YouTuber's worst nightmare because lighting is everything. So yeah, there was lots of reasons why I felt this box kind of fell down a little bit. It has not deterred me though from wanting to do this again. And overall, I mean, it was fun. It really is fun. So I wouldn't poo-poo the box, but what I would poo-poo is the way the instructions were given to us and the detail and depth of the instructions. There was nothing in the instructions about cling film. They mentioned a pane of glass if you were going to use leaves and foliage that wasn't pressed. And they gave us these little bulldog clips. At no point in the instructions did they talk about them. So stuff like that, that's kind of, you know, I'm like, right, okay. So that is my thoughts. Overall, I'm still going to give this box a cave thumbs up. Just for the simple fact that they've managed to put something in a box that most other companies wouldn't even bother with. And it's actually really good fun. And the very fact that I am going to try and squeeze in time, if not try, I'm doing it. I mean, I've already started, but we'll not disclose that here. The fact that I want to go and do this again instantly, that tells you that it's a good box. So the other thing I really want to give a special mention to is this Upcrate watercolour paper, the Art Space paper. This paper is really, really good. Obviously because it's cellulose paper, that you know, you can dip that in water a bajillion times, and obviously you saw in the footage there, I was rattling about in the bath essentially. This is really, really good paper. I've already got some of this, so I'm going to put this in the stash shop. I'm going to put this in the stash shop. There are usually bundles of paper that I put up every now and then. So I'm going to stick this in with one of the bundles. This paper is highly worth it. It's really, really good. And if you like to paint in watercolour, if you don't mind that sort of crisscross faux linen texture, I personally don't like it, which is one of the reasons why I don't want to keep this paper. But it is lovely paper to paint on if you like that kind of cold press texture. So that is it for today, guys. I would love to hear your comments underneath the video on what you thought of this box and whether or not it's worth your money. And maybe if you got better results than I did from your actual prints. I feel like I have to redeem myself with this. Thanks very much for coming and hanging out, guys, and I'll see you back in the cave on Thursday for another video. So have a great day, everyone, and bye bye for now.